Hello and welcome back. Soon you'll be taking your first class for ancient civilizations, Greece and Rome, and I'd like you to have some idea of what's coming your way. The format of my tests works like this, and they're all going to be the same. They come in 3 sections. The first online section is this. Fill in the blank. The questions are very similar in difficulty and detail to the kind of questions you've seen so far in my quizzes, only they're fill in the blank. I actually expect you to write out the answers in the blanks. Don't worry too much about spelling, but do be sure that I can say the word out loud and have some idea of what you mean. The second part of my test works like this. I'm going to give you a picture, and I want you to associate it with any one of the 3 images here below. Let's do an example of this. Say I give you a picture of this. Well, you know that it's Heinrich Schliemann. So in the blank here, you'll write in Heinrich Schliemann. I then expect you to tell me who Heinrich Schliemann is, and after you've chosen a word with which you believe he's closely associated, you define that word as well. So here, tell me who Heinrich Schliemann is. And let's just say you choose stratigraphy. Then you tell me what stratigraphy is. Then, in the next section, you tell me what these 2 things have to do with each other. Finally, in part C, you explain what that has to do with the things we've been studying in this class. So, in this example, I might say that Heinrich Schliemann is the German businessman who dug what he considered to be Troy and Mycenae in the 1870s. Stratigraphy is the art of figuring out which layer of settlement belonged to which time period. B, explain what they have to do with each other. In this section, I would say Heinrich Schliemann was, through the art of stratigraphy, able to figure out that the level of Troy that he believed to correspond to the Trojan War was actually quite old. C, what does this have to do with anything we've been studying in this class? This connection between Heinrich Schliemann and stratigraphy can tell us that Heinrich Schliemann's studies, especially when connected with what we now know as Linear B, can tell us that Greeks and people were speaking Greek go all the way back to the Bronze Age. So there's a cultural connection between the Bronze Age and the stories that Homer's telling. The third section of the test will be a short essay. By short, I mean in the neighborhood of 500 words. And don't worry, you'll have 75 minutes to take the test, and the essay will be guided by some questions I'm going to hand you in advance of the test. I'll give you a handout online that'll give you some ideas for the kinds of things I might think about asking on the test. There'll be bigger thematic questions that have to do with the kinds of things we've been studying in the class, the kinds of people that the Greeks were, asking you to apply bits of and details of smaller information to bigger questions. More to come on this soon with a handout online.